guys, so we're going to go over a really basic tutorial on how to make a foraging toy for your bird that's just a little woven ball. I'm not going to talk much during this process, it's mostly going to be visual. I will link a picture tutorial that I did a little earlier back in this video if you would like to take a look at that for a better description on what to do. But I am just going to put a little disclaimer here that this project does involve paper. When you're using paper, you do not want to choose a paper that is one that's glossy or one that's colored like construction paper, because you don't know what was used to dye the paper, and glossy paper can be toxic to your bird. So make sure you're just using plain, regular printer paper that doesn't have any ink on it. The other thing I'm going to say is that if birds eat a lot of paper, it can give them crop compactions. Most birds will not eat paper, and this is a fine thing to be using for birds to play with and for toys. But if you have one of those birds that does eat inedible objects, it's probably best that you only give this to them when they're being supervised or not at all. So I'm just going to speak for a little bit on just some of the basic parts. So what you're going to do is take a regular piece of paper and cut 2 strips out of that paper. Probably at about 1 inch thick, and that's probably fine. Doesn't matter how straight your cutting is, just cut 2 strips of paper out of there that are relatively the same width. Once you've cut those, you're going to cut those 2 pieces of paper in half, but not all the way through. You're going to leave about a centimeter gap at the end and taper off the edges on both sides. And you're going to do this to both strips of the paper. What you're going to do is take a strip in the right hand and a strip in the left hand. And the one in your right is going to go, the first strip is going to go under and then over, and then the other strip is going to go over and then under. And hopefully you can make sense of what I'm doing in the video. And what you're going to do is pull that nice and tight, take those 2 little triangular edges and just fold them over so that way they're out of the way. And then what you're going to end up doing is a 4-way braid. And there's tons of tutorials on how to do a 4-way braid if mine's a little confusing. But basically, you're going to take the one on the left and put it under, take the one on the right and put it over, and then you're going to take the one on the right again and put it under. And then you're just going to gently pull everything nice and snug, and it should fold itself into a nice little ball shape. And you're going to do this probably about 2 more times, so I'm going to go over it again. You're going to go under, and the one on the right is going to go over. And then the one, when they meet in the middle, the one on the right will go under again. And you're going to do that 1 more time, and so that way you have a nice relative ball shape. And then you're going to kind of flip the thing over, and you're going to tuck a little nutriberry or seed or treat in that little gap there. It can be a little tricky, you might need to loosen up your weaves a little bit before you can get it in there, but it will fit. And then once you got it in there, you're going to tighten it all up again, and you're going to weave a couple more times. Just that way it's nice and secure, and it'll feel like a nice solid ball shape by the time you're done. I only do about 2 more weaves. Once you've got the entire thing all woven up, you're going to take the strap on the left, the inner left, and you're going to follow its regular pattern. So you can see in the ball I'm following where the blue is, and it's just going to go under the little strap. This part is the most important one because it can completely deform the ball if you don't tuck them in the right place. So try and compare your ball to mine and where they're kind of lining up. It'll be a little tricky if there's no color, but the straps will very gently follow the direction they're supposed to go. And once you get the first 2 in, the rest are pretty easy. You're just going to keep doing that all the way through until you're left with just a few little straps sticking out. And then once those little straps are there, you're just going to trim off the ends, and that'll be it. This toy is a lot of purposes. You can just give it to a bird like that for foraging, or you can actually make more toys out of it. I'll have a little picture here of a toy I made out of it, which was just, you know, string beads and the balls, and the birds have lots of fun with it. So that is how you make a woven ball for your bird. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. I will say that learning to weave in the beginning can be a little tricky, but once you get the hang of how to do the weaving, it all comes a lot better. The first couple balls will look pretty deformed, but they get better as you practice more. But this is a very easy, very cheap way to make all sorts of fun foraging toys for your bird without having to, you know, go pay $10 for a toy that's going to be dead in 10 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!